The poor Duchess, the disappointed Duchess, shall not get to go to the ball because the ball has been cancelled because of the Los Angeles riots. So she's going to have to come up with some sort of other way of upstaging the king.
In a crushing setback for her already vulnerable reputation, Meghan Markle has reportedly been axed from a much-anticipated awards ceremony at a prestigious Los Angeles museum gala, not due to political tensions, scheduling mishaps, or royal friction. No, this time the blow came from a more embarrassing source. She couldn't sell enough tickets. Sources say organisers made the abrupt decision to drop her recognition at the 11th hour. Meghan had been slated to attend an event titled The Night of Wonder at LA's Natural History Museum, but due to low turnout and lack of enthusiasm, her participation was abruptly called off. That's right. The woman mockingly dubbed the Duchess of Delusion by critics online couldn't attract a crowd in the very heart of Hollywood, where she's been attempting to rebrand herself as a media powerhouse. This cancellation wasn't just about numbers. Meghan was reportedly ready to show up, fully styled, and deliver a speech. The spotlight was hers for the taking, but it never happened. And unlike last year, when Catherine drew attention, this time Meghan's absence made headlines. It's a harsh indicator of Meghan's dwindling relevance, and of the public's growing indifference toward her narrative of grievance and reinvention. The same woman who once sat across from Oprah and walked palace halls couldn't even fill tables at a high-profile gala, celebrating female empowerment. Meghan was quietly removed from the programme. Now, even those within her circle are asking, has the Duchess of Delusion finally lost the limelight? This annual LA Museum Gala, designed to honour trailblazing women in culture and advocacy, had initially planned to feature Meghan Markle as one of the main honorees. She was to receive a Women of Impact award for her work on gender equality. According to insiders, Meghan personally pursued the honour, with her representatives managing the details of her participation months in advance. Plans included a red carpet walk, press interviews, and even a tribute video chronicling her post-royal life. In short, it was shaping up to be another self-promotional platform for Meghan. But what followed shocked organisers. Despite an aggressive PR push and scheduled media presence, public enthusiasm was practically non-existent. Ticket sales were dismal, many tables went unclaimed, sponsors hesitated. The hype failed to catch on. For a venue used to fully booked galas, Meghan had become a high-cost risk, not an asset. Officially, the museum blamed programming changes and limited space, but insiders from the planning team admitted the truth. She simply didn't spark enough interest. There were also quiet reservations about her public persona. Reportedly, several major donors pushed back against Meghan's inclusion. One board member is said to have told planners, "This isn't a scripted docuseries. We're here to recognise genuine impact, not celebrity theatrics." Internally, many felt that including Meghan would diminish the gala's credibility. As one insider put it bluntly, she attracts headlines, but not the good kind. Scandal, drama, and divisiveness follow her. Following the fallout, Meghan's PR team allegedly went into overdrive. They began briefing the press with stories about creative disagreements and calendar conflicts. But reporters noticed her name had been scrubbed from official materials, while all other honorees remained. Within hours, outlets like Page 6 and TMZ broke the real story. Meghan wasn't stepping back, she had been cut. A Hollywood journalist noted, if this was just scheduling, there'd be a statement or postponement, but this was a full deletion. No mention, no farewell. The coverage quickly exploded. On social media, users mocked the incident as the gala ghosting, and hashtags like Duchess down, hush cancel Meghan, and nobody came began trending. Imagine falling so far from grace that you can't even fill a room in your own backyard. Meghan, you wanted centre stage, well now the lights are on your failure. To make matters worse, even her longtime fans began to doubt her star power. Commenters pointed out that following her Netflix series and the Spotify debacle, this might signal that Meghan has stretched her narrative too far. The royal aura has faded, the sympathy has run out, and her story no longer sells. Once hailed as a Hollywood meets royalty triumph, Meghan Markle now faces a painful truth. Her name no longer commands attention, respect, or even curiosity. Despite the Oprah bombshell and multi-million-dollar deals, the public's intrigue with Meghan is clearly on the decline. Sources in the entertainment industry now admit they are less inclined to align with her. One veteran producer told Variety, "She used to be a draw. Now the brand feels overexposed, overly stage-managed, and weighed down by contradictions." It's a staggering fall for someone who once believed the world would follow her every move. Meghan didn't just miscalculate the public's appetite, she overestimated her own influence. The idea that an awards gala would centre around her presence has now proven to be not only misguided, but damaging. What was intended to be a glossy moment of reinvention turned into a public exposure of her dwindling star power. The silence from her usual allies only reinforced what many are now saying out loud. The Meghan Markle effect no longer sells. Behind the velvet ropes and camera flashes, there's growing fatigue in Hollywood circles over what some insiders call the Markle fatigue syndrome. A weariness born from the relentless PR, the constant rebranding, and the insistence on control. Executives and event organisers alike are whispering the same sentiment. She's simply too much trouble for too little return, and in an industry that thrives on both narrative and novelty, being a liability is career poison. When the glitz fades and the headlines shift, all that's left is the substance, or lack thereof. For Meghan, the bigger crisis isn't the cancelled appearance, it's the realisation that she no longer commands the benefit of the doubt. Once, her narrative was about resilience and breaking free from tradition. Now it reads more like entitlement in designer packaging. And while she may continue to push forward with new projects, the message from the public, and from the institutions she once counted on, is getting clearer. Reinvention only works when there's something real beneath the surface. Right now, the curtain is lifting and the audience is already walking out. The irony couldn't be more striking. A woman who once symbolised a bold new chapter for the monarchy is now struggling to maintain relevance in a city built on reinvention. Meghan's brand, once seen as progressive, empowered and disruptive, now appears increasingly hollow. The endless cycles of curated interviews, image rehab and brand deals have numbed the audience. Authenticity, the one thing Hollywood still values, seems to be slipping further from her grasp. And with each new misstep, the space for a comeback narrows. In an industry where optics are everything, being quietly cut from a celebration of female empowerment sends a brutal message, not just to Meghan, but to every potential partner watching from the sidelines. The question is no longer whether she'll bounce back, it's whether anyone still wants to see her try. And this Gala fiasco isn't an isolated incident, it's merely the latest in a string of public humiliations. While low turnout may have been the final straw, insiders say donor pressure was key. Several patrons reportedly expressed concern that her inclusion could politicise a night meant to highlight unity and genuine advocacy. One board member reportedly remarked during internal discussions, "We support real work, not performances." A brutal statement that mirrors a growing sentiment. Meghan's activism is viewed more as showmanship than sincerity. Even worse, Meghan had reportedly insisted on overseeing every aspect of her segment, from lighting and background music to the video reel and her speech. No other honoree, organisers said, made such demands. It stopped being about honouring women, one planner shared. It became all about Meghan. That kind of overreach, combined with her fading appeal, made the decision more about protecting the event's integrity than saving money. But perhaps the most telling sign of all, the silence. After she was cut, not a single A-list figure stood up for her. Not Oprah, not Serena, not Ellen, not even lower-tier influencers who thrive on royal drama. For someone once seen as Hollywood royalty, the silence was thunderous. This wasn't just exclusion, it was a quiet disowning. Industry voices now whisper that Meghan has become a reputational risk. Not from one misstep, but from a series of PR disasters marked by ego and entitlement. According to insiders, the mood backstage after her removal was relief. "We've hosted presidents and Peace Prize winners," one event lead shared. "None came with the chaos Meghan brought. None demanded that much control." Another said it more clearly. "We didn't lose a star, we dodged a storm." The final twist. The honour once meant for Meghan went to a 22-year-old community leader, someone working on real issues in women's health and education. No red carpet, no entourage, no press team, just passion and action, and her speech earned a standing ovation. The takeaway was unmistakable. Real recognition isn't about fame, it's about authenticity. As Meghan tried to spin her absence, another woman stood in the spotlight and earned it. "We didn't miss Meghan," one attendee said. "We finally saw someone who deserved it." This wasn't just an event cancellation, it was a brutal reckoning. Meghan didn't just lose a moment, she lost the illusion that people still care. Her downfall in Hollywood isn't gossip anymore, it's reality. When even a charity gala says no thanks, it's a sign. The public is tired of royal victimhood and scripted narratives. What now? Will Meghan fade away or cling harder to the crumbling spotlight? She may still have the Duchess title, but in the city she hoped to rule, even the red carpets are walking away, and this gala snub might be the sharpest blow she's faced yet. This marks a crucial chapter in her public unravelling. For someone who built an empire on attention, this silent rejection may be the most crushing yet. Stick around, we'll be covering every twist, fallout and headline they don't want you to see. Hit that subscribe button and ring the bell because this is just the beginning. This isn't tabloid fluff, it's the slow implosion of a brand built on borrowed glamour. Stay tuned. The story isn't over.